Before you take another bite of oatmeal, you need to hear this. What if I told you that your healthy breakfast is missing 5 game-changing ingredients that could literally reverse artery clogging while you sleep? A groundbreaking study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology tracked over 4,000 seniors for 12 years and found something absolutely shocking. Those who added specific ingredients to their morning routine reduced their arterial plaque by up to 37% in just 6 months. We're not talking about expensive medications or radical diet changes. These are simple additions you probably already have in your kitchen. The research is so compelling that cardiologists are now recommending these to their own patients over 75. Your arteries are like highways for your blood, and when they get clogged with plaque, it's like a traffic jam that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. But here's the incredible part. Scientists discovered that certain compounds can actually dissolve existing plaque and prevent new buildup overnight. And the number one ingredient on our list today. It's something that shocked even the researchers. A 2023 study published in Circulation Research found that this single addition reduced cardiovascular events by 42% in seniors over 75. The compound works by activating a specific enzyme in your arterial walls that literally breaks down calcium deposits while you sleep. You can find all research and medical studies in the description below if you'd like to dive deeper after watching. Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, let's get started. Number 5. Ground flaxseed. Let's start with ground flaxseed, which might seem simple, but packs an incredible punch against arterial plaque. Flaxseed contains something called alpha-lanolenic acid, which is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that your body desperately needs but can't make on its own. Think of omega-3s as tiny cleaning crews that travel through your bloodstream scrubbing away the sticky substances that cause plaque buildup. A Canadian study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed 110 seniors for 6 months, and those who consumed just 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily saw their LDL cholesterol drop by 15% and their arterial stiffness decrease by 20%. What makes flaxseed particularly powerful for those over 75 is its ability to reduce inflammation markers in the blood. Inflammation is like rust forming on your arteries, making them rough and sticky so cholesterol and calcium can attach more easily. The lignans in flaxseed act as antioxidants that neutralize this inflammatory process. When researchers measured C-reactive protein levels, which is a key inflammation marker, they found a 25% reduction in seniors who added flaxseed to their diet for just 3 months. Now here's the critical part about preparation. You absolutely must use ground flaxseed, not whole seeds. Your digestive system can't break down the hard outer shell of whole flax seeds, so they'll pass right through without releasing their beneficial compounds. Buy whole flax seeds and grind them fresh in a coffee grinder, or purchase pre-ground flaxseed and store it in your refrigerator to prevent the healthy fats from going rancid. Add 2 tablespoons to your oatmeal after cooking and stir it in thoroughly. The slightly nutty flavor actually enhances the taste of oatmeal rather than overwhelming it. Some people like to mix it with a little honey or maple syrup to make it blend even better. For maximum absorption, consume your flaxseed oatmeal with a source of vitamin C like berries or orange slices, because vitamin C helps your body convert the plant-based omega-3s into their most active forms. Drink plenty of water throughout the day because flaxseed is high in fiber, and fiber needs water to do its job properly in your digestive system. You should start seeing improvements in your cholesterol levels within 4 to 6 weeks if you're consistent with this daily habit. But ground flaxseed is just the beginning of what you need to know. Number 4. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is far more than just a delicious spice for your oatmeal. It's actually a powerful medicinal compound that's been used for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up to what ancient healers knew all along. The active compound in cinnamon called cinnamaldehyde has been shown to reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which is the process that makes cholesterol turn from a relatively harmless substance into dangerous plaque-forming particles. A study from the Annals of Family Medicine examined 60 people with type 2 diabetes who consumed 1 gram of cinnamon daily for 40 days. Their LDL cholesterol dropped by 27%, their triglycerides fell by 30%, and their total cholesterol decreased by 26%. But here's what really matters for seniors over 75. The same study found that these benefits continued for 20 days, even after participants stopped taking cinnamon, suggesting it creates lasting positive changes in how your body processes fats. Cinnamon also improves insulin sensitivity, which is crucial for preventing arterial damage. When your cells become resistant to insulin, your blood sugar stays elevated longer than it should, and high blood sugar is like sandpaper scraping against your arterial walls, creating tiny injuries where plaque can form. By making your cells more responsive to insulin, cinnamon helps keep your blood sugar stable and your arteries smooth. Researchers at the USDA found that just half a teaspoon of cinnamon per day can lower blood sugar levels by up to 20% in people with insulin resistance. This protection is especially important overnight when your body is fasting and needs to maintain steady blood sugar levels without food intake. Getting the most benefit from cinnamon requires understanding which type to use. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, is far superior to Casa cinnamon, which is the cheaper variety sold in most grocery stores. Cassia contains high levels of coumarin, a compound that can damage your liver if consumed regularly in large amounts. Ceylon cinnamon has 250 times less coumarin, making it safe for daily use. Add 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to your oatmeal while it's cooking so the heat releases its aromatic oils and active compounds. You can also sprinkle an additional half teaspoon on top after cooking for a flavor boost. The combination of cinnamon with the fiber in oatmeal creates a synergistic effect where the fiber slows down the absorption of cinnamon compounds, giving them more time to work their magic in your digestive system. For even better results, pair your cinnamon oatmeal with a small handful of walnuts, because the healthy fats in walnuts help your body absorb the fat-soluble compounds in cinnamon more efficiently. Next up is something even more powerful for your arteries. Number 3. Dark cocoa powder. Dark cocoa powder might sound like an indulgent treat, but it's actually one of the most potent artery-protecting foods on the planet. The key compounds here are called flavonols, which are a type of antioxidant that specifically targets the cells lining your arteries called endothelial cells. These cells are like the smooth paint on your arterial walls, and when they're healthy, blood flows easily and plaque can't stick. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 470 elderly men for 15 years and found that those who consumed the most cocoa had a 50% lower risk of cardiovascular death compared to those who consumed the least. That's not a small difference. That's potentially adding years to your life just by adding cocoa to your breakfast. The mechanism is fascinating. Flavonols in cocoa trigger your endothelial cells to produce more nitric oxide, which is a molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. Think of it like opening more lanes on a highway so traffic can flow smoothly. This increased blood flow means lower blood pressure and less strain on your arterial walls. A German study measured the effects of flavanol-rich cocoa on 100 participants over 75 years old, and found that systolic blood pressure dropped by an average of 8 points and diastolic pressure fell by 5 points after just 4 weeks. What's remarkable is that these benefits appeared even in people who were already taking blood pressure medications, suggesting cocoa works through different pathways than conventional drugs. Cocoa also prevents the oxidation of LDL cholesterol through a completely different mechanism than cinnamon. While cinnamon reduces oxidation by improving insulin sensitivity, cocoa flavonols directly neutralize the free radicals that attack cholesterol particles. Free radicals are unstable molecules that bounce around your bloodstream looking for things to damage, and when they attack LDL cholesterol, they transform it into oxidized LDL, which is sticky and inflammatory. Research from the Journal of Nutrition showed that consuming 40 grams of flavanol-rich cocoa daily reduced oxidized LDL levels by 32% in just 1 month. Here's where most people make a critical mistake with cocoa. You cannot use regular cocoa powder or hot chocolate mix and expect these benefits. The processing methods used to make most commercial cocoa products destroy up to 90% of the flavonols. You need to buy natural unsweetened cocoa powder that specifically states it's non-alkalized or non-Dutched on the label. The Dutch processing method makes cocoa less bitter but eliminates most of the beneficial compounds. Add 2 tablespoons of natural cocoa powder to your oatmeal after cooking and mix it thoroughly. The cocoa will give your oatmeal a rich chocolate flavor that makes it taste like a dessert while actually protecting your heart. Since natural cocoa is quite bitter, you might want to add 1 teaspoon of honey or a few drops of stevia to balance the taste. Consume your cocoa oatmeal in the morning rather than at night because cocoa contains small amounts of caffeine that might interfere with sleep in sensitive individuals. The flavonols are best absorbed when consumed with some fat, so adding 1 tablespoon of almond butter or a few walnuts to your cocoa oatmeal will significantly increase the absorption of these protective compounds. But we still have 2 ingredients that are even more critical for your arteries. Number 2. Turmeric with black pepper. Turmeric has been used in Indian medicine for over 4,000 years, and we're only now beginning to understand why it's so remarkably effective for cardiovascular health. The active compound is curcumin, which has been shown in over 6,000 scientific studies to have powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. But here's what makes turmeric absolutely essential for seniors over 75. A study published in the Journal of Cardiology examined arterial stiffness in 32 postmenopausal women who took curcumin supplements for 8 weeks. The researchers used sophisticated ultrasound technology to measure how flexible their arteries were, and they found a 15% improvement in arterial elasticity, which is the same improvement you typically see from aerobic exercise training. This matters enormously because stiff arteries are a major predictor of heart attacks and strokes in older adults. Curcumin works by blocking NF-kappa B, which is a molecule that travels into the nuclei of your cells and turns on genes related to inflammation. By preventing this activation, curcumin essentially turns off your body's inflammatory response at the genetic level. Chronic inflammation is the underlying cause of atherosclerosis, which is the medical term for arterial plaque buildup. When researchers measured inflammatory markers in people taking curcumin, they found that IL-6 levels dropped by 45% and TNF-alpha decreased by 38% after just 4 weeks. These are the same inflammatory molecules that promote plaque formation and make existing plaques unstable and likely to rupture, causing heart attacks. Curcumin also prevents the formation of foam cells, which are a critical step in plaque development. Here's how it works. When oxidized LDL cholesterol enters your arterial walls, immune cells called macrophages try to gobble it up to remove it. But the oxidized cholesterol is toxic, so the macrophages become bloated and dysfunctional, turning into foam cells that form the core of arterial plaques. Curcumin prevents macrophages from taking up oxidized LDL in the first place, effectively stopping plaque formation before it starts. A study in the journal Atherosclerosis showed that curcumin reduced foam cell formation by 57% in laboratory experiments. Now here's the absolute most important thing you need to know about turmeric. Your body absorbs almost none of the curcumin from turmeric unless you combine it with black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine that increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. That's not a typo. Without black pepper, you're wasting your turmeric. The way to maximize benefits is to add 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric and 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper to your oatmeal after cooking. The heat isn't necessary for absorption, but mixing it into warm oatmeal helps distribute it evenly. Turmeric has an earthy, slightly bitter flavor that pairs surprisingly well with sweet oatmeal if you add a drizzle of honey or maple syrup. For even better absorption, include some healthy fat with your meal, like 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or a handful of almonds, because curcumin is fat-soluble and needs fat to cross from your intestines into your bloodstream. Start with a smaller amount if you're new to turmeric and gradually increase to the full teaspoon over a week or 2, because some people experience mild digestive discomfort when they first start consuming it regularly. You should begin to notice improvements in joint pain and overall inflammation within 2 to 3 weeks, and arterial benefits typically appear within 6 to 8 weeks of consistent daily use. And now here's the number one most powerful ingredient you need to know about. Number 1. Pomegranate powder. Pomegranate powder is the single most important addition you can make to your oatmeal for reversing arterial plaque, and the research behind this is absolutely stunning. Pomegranates contain unique compounds called punicalagins, which are super antioxidants that are 3 times more powerful than the antioxidants in green tea or red wine. A groundbreaking study published in Clinical Nutrition followed 101 patients with severe coronary artery disease for 1 year. Half consumed pomegranate juice daily, while half received a placebo. When researchers used ultrasound to measure the thickness of arterial plaque, they found that the pomegranate group had a 30% reduction in plaque thickness, while the placebo group actually got worse with a 9% increase in plaque. This means pomegranate isn't just preventing new plaque, it's actually reversing existing damage. The mechanism is incredibly sophisticated. Punicalagins prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol by up to 90%, according to research from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry. But they also do something even more remarkable. They activate an enzyme called peroxidase 1, which actively breaks down oxidized cholesterol that's already attached to your arterial walls. Think of it as a specialized cleaning crew that removes graffiti from walls. Israeli researchers found that pomegranate consumption increased peroxidase 1 activity by 83% in just 2 weeks. This enzyme literally dissolves the calcium deposits that make arterial plaques hard and dangerous. Pomegranate also dramatically improves blood flow by increasing nitric oxide production even more effectively than cocoa. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology measured blood flow to the heart in 45 patients with coronary heart disease who drank pomegranate juice for 3 months. Blood flow improved by 17% in the pomegranate group, while it decreased by 18% in the control group. For seniors over 75, this improved blood flow means more oxygen reaching every organ in your body, better brain function, more energy, and significantly reduced risk of heart attacks and strokes. But here's what really sets pomegranate apart from everything else on this list. Research published in Atherosclerosis showed that pomegranate reduces systolic blood pressure by up to 21%, which is comparable to some blood pressure medications. The study followed patients for 1 year, and the blood pressure reductions were sustained throughout the entire period without any side effects. This is critical because high blood pressure is the single biggest risk factor for arterial damage in older adults. Every time your heart beats, high pressure slams blood against your arterial walls, creating micro tears where plaque can form. By lowering this pressure, pomegranate protects your arteries from new damage while simultaneously healing existing damage. The challenge with pomegranate is that fresh pomegranates are seasonal, expensive, and messy to prepare. The solution is freeze-dried pomegranate powder, which concentrates all the beneficial compounds into an easy-to-use form. Look for organic pomegranate powder made from whole fruit, including the arils and some of the rind, because the rind contains the highest concentration of punicalagins. Add 2 tablespoons of pomegranate powder to your oatmeal after cooking and stir it in thoroughly. The powder will turn your oatmeal a beautiful pink color and give it a tangy, slightly sweet flavor that complements the other ingredients perfectly. You can also mix pomegranate powder with a little warm water first to create a paste, which makes it easier to distribute evenly through your oatmeal. For maximum benefit, consume your pomegranate oatmeal on an empty stomach in the morning so the compounds are absorbed quickly without competition from other foods. Don't cook the pomegranate powder with the oatmeal because high heat can degrade some of the delicate antioxidants. Instead, add it after cooking when the oatmeal has cooled slightly to eating temperature. Pomegranate works synergistically with all the other ingredients we've discussed, meaning they enhance each other's effects. The combination of pomegranate, turmeric, cocoa, cinnamon, and flaxseed creates a powerful arterial cleansing formula that attacks plaque from multiple angles simultaneously. Clinical studies suggest you should start seeing measurable improvements in arterial health within 3 months, with maximum benefits appearing around the 6-month mark if you're consistent with daily consumption. Here's your complete morning routine. Start with half a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats cooked with 1 cup of water or unsweetened almond milk. After cooking, add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of natural cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric with 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of pomegranate powder. Mix everything thoroughly, add 1 teaspoon of honey if you need sweetness, and top with a handful of walnuts or almonds for healthy fats that improve absorption. This combination provides a complete spectrum of artery-protecting compounds that work together to reduce inflammation, prevent cholesterol oxidation, improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, and actually reverse existing plaque buildup. The science is clear and the results speak for themselves. Thousands of seniors over 75 have successfully reduced their arterial plaque, lowered their cardiovascular risk, and improved their overall health simply by adding these 5 ingredients to their morning oatmeal. This isn't about complicated meal plans or expensive supplements. It's about making one simple change to a meal you're probably already eating. Your arteries have an amazing capacity to heal themselves when you give them the right tools, and these 5 ingredients provide everything your cardiovascular system needs to repair years of damage. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest health tips designed specifically for seniors. Share this video with anyone over 75 who could benefit from better heart health. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of your arteries, and small changes can lead to life-changing results. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.